What's going on, everybody? It is your boy Caliber 24/7. Welcome back to my YouTube channel as I bring you this brand new Forex epic video. And in today's video, we're going to be analyzing Forex market. It is the Sunday market analysis, and we are just preparing for the next coming week. So make sure you stay around till the end of the video so that you see what we have on the second quarter and on this particular week that we are going to enter. And yeah, make sure that you do consider subscribing to the YouTube channel, like the video, and don't forget to turn on the post notification bell so that you get notified every time I upload dope videos like this one. And that, let's jump straight into today's video. Yo, these are the top pairs that I'm looking into right now. So let's just see what happens and what are we getting for this quarter and what can we do with that information for this week's analysis. So this is Eurocad, and we on the daily. So let's start analyzing. Remember, we do the top down analysis thingy and then we drop down to smaller time frames. Right, Eurocad, this is the analysis that I have on this pair, and it looks like this pair likes to play. It has a certain type of vibe. So look at this part right here. It was just playing close to that trending resistance right there, and it's just playing close to that. It's not moving towards the support and then moving back to that resistance, back to support, back. It's not doing the zigzag. It's just having that long play just around that resistance zone, and right now it's having that very same thing here on the support. So this part right here, it's almost happening right here. You know, it looks similar, it looks exactly the same. It won't look the same as to candlestick to candlestick, but it looks the same in terms of like the behavior. So according to me, coming from a much bigger time frame like the daily, you can see that the market comes from that and comes from also this resistance. So it's going down overall to either of the two, and I dropped to 4 hours. It's much more clearer. So what's happening here is the market has been dropping, creating that behavior that I don't know that I just mentioned. It's trading closer to that resistance. Now it's trading closer to the support, and the market is going overall to this part right here, and then eventually it will move back towards the upside. So that's my anticipation. So let's use this knowledge that we have gathered so far on a smaller time frame, like your 1 hour. So what's happening here is we see that the market keeps on bouncing. So as soon as it bounces off this support zone, that's where I'll be interested to buy. And as soon as it breaks above actually this zone, that would be a much safer entry. So for consecutive traders, you guys like to take your entries just after a break. And for some traders who like those sniper entries, who like to enter early, they'll be looking for whatever pattern they'll be looking for just around that zone right there. As soon as the market touches that yellow line right there, and boom, we're on with our buys. But for now, the market is still selling, and since the market is still selling, so the analysis that I just explained is a long-term goal. But what's happening on the now is the market is on a downtrend, cool, and now we have this uptrend channel. It's much more clear on 15 minutes. All right, so you guys can see this is the channel. Probably the market will keep on rolling to either the up, down, and then eventually create this and continue dropping towards the downside. So that is an expectation, that is a probability. It can happen, it cannot happen, because either of the two can happen. The market can rather play like this, come to that zone, break to the upside and start buying, or rather it will do this and sell off. So either of the two things can happen. So basically I'd take my entries once the market breaks below this trend line right here, this trend line here. So I'd just take my entries just around there when the market opens, and should it happen that it breaks below, that's where I'd be interested to sell. So sell Eurocad at market open. Just woke up and my voice sounds deep, so do not mind me sounding funny if I am. We on the weekly time frame. First things first is we always want to highlight those big points, those big areas, right? So that seems like our support and resistance zone from the weekly, and that's good enough. So I'd also drop to like the daily and probably still look for the same things. So that's like the closest support I could get. So I'm gonna use that one. Now I see that the market is trending down. Okay, cool. That's the downtrend. Let's drop to 4 hours. Now I have my channel. I know my areas, which is the high support, which is the highest resistance. That's good. Right now, it looks like the market also has what we call a pattern within pattern, and that's a small trend within this bigger channel, right? So market is more likely to buy right now because last week I was busy selling this. It did give me profits. I won't lie to you. I did make money out of the pay, but it was not the profits that I was looking for. So when I dropped to 1 hour, this is what I see. This is where I sold. I sold once the market broke below this trend, and I entered, I killed, made profits. I was looking that the market would drop all the way at least to this point and that point, but it did not because it just wanted to end here. This was like my take profit one, but I was not happy with that for some reason. I just wanted the market to drop all the way there or here so that I could like make more money, but the market did not do that. It goes to show that we do not control the market. You just take what the market gives you, and that's just that. With the information you have, try and make sense out of it. See why the market is not doing what you want it to do, because it will never do what you want the market to do. So that's just how the market is. Anyways, going back to the analysis, is the market broke below, we sold, we made profits. Good. Now what's anticipated is for the market to sell more. So we just want to see if it will give us lower lows. So what I'll do is, if you're that trader who's not yet sure what's happening, I'd rather do this. I'd enter when the market starts to give me some type of a reversal pattern just about there. Once the market starts to show that it's going back towards the downside, then definitely I will enter somewhere here in the middle of this pullback, and I'd have my stop loss just above. That's where I trade this pay. That's how I prefer to trade it. Probably let's go to 15 minutes. Probably to give us much better and tighter stop loss entries. What I usually do is put this. Once the market breaks below this, of course, it gives me a much tighter stop loss and a good confirmed entry, and voila, that's where I look to take those buying opportunities. This will be my take profit one, and dropping all the way down to wherever, and that's my take profit two. But the market was kind of slow, simply maybe because of NFP, I don't know, but it's all good. So USD CAD, we are also looking to sell this pair. So it was Eurocad, now it's now it's USD CAD. All those CAD pairs are looking to sell, so it's all good. They're confirming one thing. AUDJPY, this pair, guys, this pair is amazing. I've been trading this pair on the first quarter. We've been making profits. Now let's see what happens. What is expected of the market to do? So this is the pair that I have on my charts, and this is the pattern that I have. I believe this, they call it a ending dialogue or something. So definitely a sell, a big one as expected from this pair. Go search ending dialogue or something like that, something that has dialogues. Guys, I don't really care what these patterns are called, as long as I know what happens when I see this, I understand my lines. That's where I make the money. Me knowing this extra knowledge, dialogues and whatnot really doesn't matter, but this is one of the pairs that we look into as well. And pattern, sorry, this is the pattern that we look into as well, and this is what I see. So let's drop to like what, 4 hours, and make more sense out of this. On 4 hours, I see that this pair created some type of a channel here as well. So this is what I actually saw when I wanted to sell this pair, and I did sell it, made profit, kind of pushed back to the upside. It makes sense to me. Why? Because of course this was the touch right here. I think it was seated like this. I saw that the market is pushing back towards the upside. So how it consolidated there, and that's how I actually crept in with my buying opportunities as well, and we made profit. So we sold and bought on this pair. It's just amazing. So now I'm just readjusting the trends. This is how it looks like. Like I said, this is an ending dialogue. There's not much room towards the upside, so the market needs to sell, break this, and sell towards the downside. So what's expected here, what I'm anticipating is I see some type of head and shoulder. What's expected here is, since the market is giving us that heads and shoulders, probably some type of a retest there or here, wherever outside of the zone, will come across that bridge when the time comes. And definitely this is what I am anticipating, this is what I'm looking at, and yeah, it just makes sense to me, right? So what happens now is we see that, let's drop to like 1 hour. This is the channel right there, and we are looking for a break towards the downside. So because of this break and whatnot, I just don't like how it sits. So I'd rather have my trend all the way from down there like that. Now it makes sense. So what I'm anticipating is that the market breaks this, but I wouldn't want to trade once the market breaks this, because like it's so close to the support. Anything can happen. The market can still buy and, you know, extend the selling opportunities that we're looking for and keeps us waiting a bit more longer. So I wouldn't want to sell exactly once it breaks this, but I'd be more hyped about selling on this pair once the market breaks below this part, right? So that's where I take my selling opportunities. So anything from now, the market can be playing between this, buying, probably going for that top there, which is a double top, or maybe you can call it a triple top if it makes sense to you. And then that's where the market probably will sell, come back for that retest, and boom, it sells off. So it's all about probabilities, what you see, what you planned previously, and is it playing according to your plan, and that's how you execute the market. So weekly, do the top down analysis. All right, this is GBP AUD. It's also having some type of an ending dialogue type of thing. So that was AUD JPY, and this time it's GBP AUD. Seems like they have something in common, but these pair obviously they do not correlate towards the same direction according to me, because of the base is different and the code is different. So the pair has been pushing towards the upside. It comes from a bigger support from the daily chart, and now it's moving up, right? So obviously we are looking for at least more selling opportunities from now that we are closer and closer to this part of the market, and that has so many resistance zones. So I just take this one and put the second one there, and if this confuses you, then you can just use what we call the rectangle box just to draw in your zone. So that's a zone right there. The market is exactly with a resistance line and the resistance zone. That's a confirmation number one to say we are selling the market, and dropping down to 60 minutes to look for selling opportunities, those entries and whatnot. Now we see that, okay, cool, the market is still pushing towards the upside. So if I put this, it would be too far if I put it like that. So I want it to be as close as possible, simply because now we also see that the market here kind of rejected, so it's pushing back towards the upside. So that's a reversal point. Voila, here we have this uptrend, and it seems like the market will just continue playing towards that upside. But a break is still also possible, because already we have touched that point. So this can be just a retest of that sell. So what's happening now is I'm actually more hyped about selling this pair once it breaks this trend, which is why I only have this trend and not having these two trends, which is a channel. But you can still put it up there, it's fine. So this is what's happening. I see a huge sell happening here, and I'll only sell this pair once it breaks below. Once it breaks below, and that would be my take profit one. And this is huge. Look at the return ratio. It's like 2%, 2.8% of my entry. That's 2,035 points. That's 230 pips. So I hope that makes sense. Let's drop down to 15 minutes to get much more, consecutive entries with a very tighter stop loss, because like this is huge. So in 15 minutes we might just need to readjust this trend. So yeah, I'd be looking to sell once the market breaks below this trend line here. So that would me taking my selling opportunities just around that and putting the stop loss just slightly above this part right here. So the stop loss is like 60 pips and your take profit is like 119 pips, I believe. So that's like 1,971 points. That's just how the market is. Actually, that's not 19, that's 190 pips, almost 200 pips. So yeah, it makes sense to me. This is what I'm looking at. This is the pair GBP AUD. It looks good for a sell as well. I believe all these pairs that I've analyzed, they're mostly giving me selling opportunities. So it looks like we are selling more on the second quarter, especially on this week, on smaller time frames. But remember, we have those big goals at the end of the day that we are anticipating the market. When it reaches that point, it will buy or sell. So be sure to check that out. Watch the video over and over again just to see and understand what I'm talking about. Other than that, it's been your boy Caliber. Make sure that you do subscribe to the channel, like the video if you have not, of course, and turn on the post notification bell. Also, don't forget to comment down below. Let me know what you think, guys. Do you like these videos? Should I keep on making more videos like this? It helps me when you interact with me on the comment section. So yeah, more giveaways will be coming. I know I started with one giveaway this year so far. I'll make another one probably because this is the second quarter. So just keep on watching, stay with me, follow me on Instagram. The links will be on the description. And yeah, other than that, like I said, please consider subscribing, like the video, turn on the post notification bell. And that's me signing out. Peace.